my name is Monica and I run Pup and Me Photo, where I'm a professional dog photographer. So today we're going over lesson 2 out of 8 lessons. So lesson 2, we're going to cover techniques on how to use your cell phone to photograph dogs. So we're going to cover how to hold your phone. There's lots of different angles and different tools you can use to hold your phone. We're going to cover treats, whether to treat or not treat the dog. And we're going to cover sit stay. So do we want to ask your dog to sit and stay? And if your dog doesn't know how to sit and stay, how do we work with that? Okay, so let's jump in. Let's talk about different techniques that we can use when photographing our dogs and ourselves. So normally when we are photographing with our cell phone, we are holding our camera like this, right? With the lens up top. And we're either holding it like this or holding it down like this to get photos of our dog because they're like down below us and we're up top, right? And so we're going like this. And these are usually very cute photos, but what I want to do is have you change your angle a little bit to show you in their environment a little bit more, or show their environment a little bit more. That's what I mean. So instead of holding your phone like this, like up in the air, we're gonna crouch down to their level and get down real low, down to their eye level, and take photos from there. Another tip that I love doing is flipping the camera upside down so that the lenses are down here. And you can tilt the camera a little bit at an angle to get more of the environment. So that's when you do that, it will get more of the environment. So you can tilt it a little bit, or you can just hold it level like this. And I just like to take photos like that. I'll usually hold my camera like this or like this, and I'll get down to my dog's level and take video. I love taking video of them. I'll just go like this as they're walking towards me, getting all those good sniffs on our snifaris. So that is my trick, is to flip the camera upside down just to try a different angle. We'll play around with this more when we're out in the field. Okay, so we're gonna go over a couple techniques that I really love using. So the first one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip my phone upside down so that the lenses are down here at the bottom. I'm gonna drop the phone down low, and I'll show you how that looks. I'm gonna film Sasha and Evan walking towards me while filming down low. Another technique that I want to show you is getting down low to your dog's level while taking photos of them. So right now, I'm actually just going to do it right now here, is I can get down low, and so I'm just going to use a treat. She already sat. I didn't want her to sit. I never want to ask my dog to sit or anything like that while we're doing these types of photos. And you see how I just got real low? Getting down to her level, and I'm just going to back up. She wants to get close. Oh, you're a good girl. Come on. Stay. Let's see if she'll stay. I'm just getting down low. Oh, sweet girl. What I'm doing is I'm getting this beautiful sunrise in the background. The sun is just rising. So I want to get down low. Honey, some of your treat just fell on the ground. And show off this beautiful sunrise we've got up top. She's having a good time. Huh. Let's talk about whether to use treats in your photo session or not, and let's talk about muses like a squeaky ball. So in my professional photo sessions, I have stopped using muses and treats during the session. And why have I stopped that? It's because I found that the second I pull out a ball or a treat, the focus is now on me, and the dogs start to get into I almost want to say like a working mode. They become a little bit more tense, and the feeling of the session has changed. It went from it usually goes from a nice, relaxed, calm session to now they are focused on what I have and what I can do for them. So I have stopped using treats and toys in my sessions because of that. I want dogs to be relaxed and happy and enjoy their environment, and I want them to be themselves. And I feel like the second I bring out a treat, they are now focused on me when I want them focused on you, and I want them to be relaxed in their environment. So that is why I've stopped using treats. You may see quite a bit in my videos that I am using treats with Sasha, my personal dog, but I do that because she is pretty darn calm. She's not super food motivated, and she kind of struggles being out in new places sometimes, so I do give her treats. But if I were to do professional photos with her, I would leave the treats out and just let her be herself. So another thing we can talk about as well with muses is I do use treats and muses when I'm photographing rescue dogs. And why do I do that? It's because I want the focus to be on me in those situations. When I'm photographing adoptable dogs, I want a photo of them looking straight into the camera so I can get a good photo of their eyes and help them be marketed to be adopted. A big goal of mine when I'm photographing adoptable dogs is to get a straight on shot of them with their eyes clear and focus. I've just always been taught that when the dog's eyes are in focus and that they're looking into the camera, the adopter can make a connection with that. So when I am photographing rescue dogs, I do use treats and balls. I usually start out and let them settle a little bit, and I'll do some photos with them and the handler that they're with, just to show some human connection. I love doing that. And then I will pull out treats and a ball. So quickly I'm going to show you how I do that. So our goal is to not overstimulate the dogs, right? We want them to have a good experience, and we don't want to overstimulate. So what I do is I wait for the dog to kind of have a moment where it's just nice and quiet and they're settled, and I take my camera, make sure my camera is all set up and I'm ready to shoot. And at that point, that's when I pull out the ball. I'll usually hold the ball in my armpit or like in a little fanny pack. That's when I pull out the ball, and I'll hold the ball right over my camera, and I'll give one squeak. That's it. That's all I do. One squeak, and then I'm done. And if I feel like I didn't get the shot, then I'll set up again and do the same thing. One squeak, done. Not gonna squeak, squeak, squeak. That's sensory overload for everybody. So that's how I do it. Same with treats. I would hold the treat right over the camera lens. So like if you're doing the upside down trick, I would hold the treat either down here or behind the phone here, because you don't want them looking up or in a weird spot. You want them to look right in here. So that's how I photograph rescue dogs. I do it that way. I do use muses. I find myself using them less and less lately. I do like using my voice a lot, so I'll make noises. For example, I'll go beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. Like, you can make up your own weird noises. Sometimes I'll go low, I'll go boop, 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 boop. But everyone has their different noises that they make for to be amused for a dog, so you'll find your voice. And again, don't overuse those. Use them sparingly, because once they've heard it quite a few times, they lose interest. At least that has been what I have found, is that once you overuse it, they're just like, I'm done with this game. So I use it very sparingly. And if you're using treats, try not to withhold treats. Like, use the treat, once you got your shot, give them a treat. You want to pay the models, and we don't want them feeling frustrated. I never ask dogs to sit or stay or give them any commands during photo sessions. I prefer to not give them any direction because I want them to make their own choices, and I have found that they are more comfortable doing what they choose to do than me asking them to do things. So I will work around a dog. If they want to stand, let them stand. The only thing I do is I do adjust where they are standing. So if they are facing a direction that maybe the lighting isn't good, I will try to guide them to face towards me, towards the camera. But that is the most I will ever move a dog during a photo session, is guiding them on where to face. I just found that, like, when people ask their dog to sit. Usually they don't want to sit, like they're in a new place, they may be a little uncomfortable. So I never ask dogs to sit, and I feel like it changes the feeling of the session. It goes from them enjoying themselves and feeling very relaxed to now they're in a working type mode. So that's why I never ask dogs to sit, stay, or anything like that. I will guide them. As you will see, I guided Sasha to perch herself on a couple of rocks, which she naturally did, and then I allow her to leave as she wants. I did try to ask her to stay, but she doesn't know any commands really. She knows some in the house, but we haven't trained her much at all, and that is totally fine. If you've seen my photos of her and our family together, you will know that the photos always turn out beautiful, and that's with no commands at all. So I love not using any direction. It just brings me a lot of joy to see what a dog will do on their own and what kind of art you can create together. So we hope that you learned something new today and that you found it useful. And I want to remind you guys, there are downloadable PDFs that are just little key takeaways from these lessons on my website. So if you go to pupandmephoto.com, you can go download those there. And yeah, if you like this kind of content, hit subscribe and we'll see you soon.